Start by going to pfSense.org/download. Then you want to hit the download button. Make sure the version is 2.8.0 or newer. It's going to bring you to the Netgate installer. You're going to select the installation image. Make sure you select AMD 64 ISO IPMI virtual machine. Click add to cart. Then go to enter cart. It's going to bring you to the shopping cart. Just hit checkout. And then it's going to ask you to log in. Once you do that, it'll bring you to a shop pay page. Just want to complete the order. Then your Netgate installer should be ready for download. So click download now. And wait for it to download. So if you look at the downloaded file, it's a gzip file that we need to uncompress before we upload it to Proxmox. So you're going to want to open up a terminal and type in gunzip and the file. So netgate-installer-amd64.iso.gz. Then hit enter, and there you go. Now we can go to Proxmox, go to your local storage, go to ISO image, go to upload, and we want to upload the ISO file. Select upload, and wait for it to upload. Now we can create the pfSense virtual machine. So we're going to go to create VM at the top right. For the name, I'll just name it pfSense, keep it simple. Click next. For OS, we want to upload the ISO image, so select that file. For type, we're going to go to other. Click next. For system, on the SCSI controller, you want to select the default selection, which is the LSI 53C895A. Click next, and disks. We want our bus device to be SATA. Storage is a local LVM. Disk size 32, click next. CPU, we want 2. Click next, and memory at 2048. For network, bridge, VMBR0, and model Intel E1000. Click next, and finish to confirm. All right, now we got the pfSense VM ready to go, so we're going to click on it and start now. Wait for pfSense to boot. At the Netgate installer, select accept, install pfSense, OK, OK for WAN, proceed with installation. We're going to go to WAN EM0 active. It's going to verify the internet connection. Install CE. Proceed with installation. For device type configuration, just leave Stripe. Obviously, it's only one. Disk selection, okay. ADA 0 confirmation, yes. For software version to install, you want the current stable version 2.8.0. And wait for it to install. Installation setup is now done, so hit enter. Now before we reboot this, we want to disconnect the ISO from the boot order. Shut down the VM. We're going to go to the pfSense hardware, CD, DVD drive, and then we're going to select do not use any media. Click OK. Then we're going to go back to the console and start it up again. During boot, it's going to ask, should VLANs be set up now? We're going to configure that later, so enter N for no. For the WAN interface, enter EM0. For the LAN interface name, I entered A, but we don't have the LAN set up yet, so you can just hit enter to skip it. And because we don't have a LAN interface, it assigns the WAN interface. So do you want to proceed? Y for yes. Sweet, so we reached the console and now we have our IP address. So now we can open a new tab in our browser and enter the IP address in there. That way we can access the web UI. It's going to say your connection is not private. Just click advanced and then click on proceed to the IP address. And there we are. We have the pfSense Web UI. So we're going to sign in with the default username and password. It's going to say welcome. We're going to click next for the pfSense setup. Next. And for the host name, I'm just going to leave it pfSense. Next. Set up the time zone. And for the configuration, just going to go down to the bottom and make sure we have the Blockbogon networks selected. Click next. And we're going to set up our new password. After that, it'll tell us to reload with the new changes. And congratulations, pfSense is now configured. Finish. Accept. Close. And we're at the dashboard, so here we have it. Now we want to go to interfaces and assignments to see what interfaces we have. We have the WAN set up, but now we want to set up the LAN. So go back to Proxmox, and what we need to do under the Proxmox is go to the network. We want to create a Linux bridge. And the new name for the Linux bridge is the VMBR1. We have a 0 already. We want the 1 for the LAN network or the LAN interface. So now we got that set up. We can go back to our pfSense VM, go to our console. We're going to shut it down. Then we're going to go to the hardware. And we want to create a new network device. So we'll go to Add, Network Device. Make sure the bridge is VMBR1. with the model being para-virtualized. Click Add. Now we have both network devices. So we'll go back to our console and start it back up. When we get to the console, open up another tab for the pfSense login. Just enter in the WAN IP address. Enter in your admin username and new password. And you're back to the dashboard. Go back to interfaces and assignments. We see we have a new available network port, so we're going to add it. And we have the LAN now, but we're not done here. The new LAN assignment changed how we need to access the pfSense Web UI, so that's why we're seeing this error, connection timed out. This site cannot be reached. So I'm going to enable Web UI access on WAN again by temporarily disabling the firewall. To do this, go back to the pfSense console and choose option 8. Then enter the command pfctl -d. It should be disabled. Now if we go back to the browser and retry it, we can see that we have access again to the Web UI. But we need to set static IPs to the LAN interface, so we'll go back to the console in pfSense, enter option 2, set interfaces. Enter 2 again to select the LAN interface. Configure IP4 address LAN interface via DHCP, and for the new LAN IPv4 address, we're going to enter 192.168.1.1. For subnet mask, we're going to choose class C 24. We want to stick to LAN, so we'll just press enter for none. We're not going to configure IPv6 address, so N for no. Just hit enter again for no. And enable DHCP server on LAN, Y for yes. So now we want to enter the start address for the IPv4 client. So we'll do 192.168.1.100. For the ending address, do 192.168.1.200. Revert to HTTP as web configuration protocol, yes. So changes are being saved. Now we have the new IP address for LAN, 192.168.1.1/24. Hit enter to finish and continue back to the console. Now you'll see me try to connect to it via my host by opening up a tab and entering the new IP address. But because the host isn't on the same virtual network, it won't be able to connect. So we need to assign the static IP to our Windows VM so it can talk to pfSense. Fire up Windows. When inside the Windows VM, press Win plus R for run. Then type in ncpa.cpl, press enter or OK. In network connections, right-click Ethernet 2, go to Properties, Internet Protocol version 4, Properties. Select use the following IP address. For IP address, enter 192.168.1.10. For subnet mask, 255.255.255.0. Default gateway 192.168.1.1. Below that, use the following DNS server address. Preferred DNS should match the default gateway, and alternate should be 1.1.1.1. Press OK. Exit Properties and Network Connections. Go to search and open up your command prompt. And we're going to ping to test the connection. So ping 192.168.1.1. Hit enter and wait for it to finish. Looks like we have success. We didn't lose any packets, so that means we're connected. Now we'll go to our browser and enter in the IP address so we can get to the web UI. And here we go. We have our pfSense Web UI up and running, and we are connected to it via our VLAN. So now we will sign in with our admin and password. And we are back to our dashboard. Since DHCP is already working, the Windows VM got a lease from pfSense of 192.168.1.10. But we want more control with the static IP, especially for using RDP and SSH or port forwarding later. So we're going to finish setting that static IP. Minimize the browser window, right click on the network icon in the taskbar, go to Network and Internet Settings. Click Ethernet. Scroll down and go to IP Assignments, Edit. We want to go to Manual, turn on IPv4, enter the IP address 192.168.1.100. For subnet mask class C 255.255.255.0. Gateway 192.168.1.1 and preferred DNS 192.168.1.1. Then save. Now we just want to reboot the Windows VM and we're good to go. You now officially have a real firewall router protecting your virtual network. Congratulations. We have pfSense fully installed and live on Proxmox, static IP on the Windows VM, web UI working great, and Kali Linux virtual machine on VirtualBox with Sarifim Toolkit ready to engage. The last thing we can do is some highly recommended checks, which I'm speeding through right now. After rebooting Windows, I'm just pinging again to check the network connection. Then I go back to the web UI, confirm version release, verify correct WAN and LAN IPs, ensure DHCP leases, check for updates, firewall rules, ensure there's action pass, interface LAN, source LAN subnet, destination any, protocol any to ensure that internal machines can reach the internet, DNS resolver, make sure it's enabled, which should be by default, confirm the interfaces, and you can back up your config by going to Diagnostics, Backup and Restore, and download a full backup of your current setup. If you made it this far, you're a beast. That completes this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.